Hi, I'm Professor Rant. This is my first video in what I hope will be a series. The idea from Professor Rant came from my students at the community college where I teach. Yes, I admit sometimes they accuse me of getting a little bit carried away with certain subjects, but that's only because I have their best interests at heart. And since I've been teaching in the last 9 or 10 years, a number of issues have come to me that have kind of fueled that passion. As a consequence, one of the things I did recently is I've written a book for prospective college students in high school, current college students, their families, advisors, to give them some things to think about that relate to choices they would make regarding college and careers. So yes, I admit I'm using the video to promote my book, which again I believe is in the best interests of folks that are going to spend literally tens of thousands or maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars on higher education. But I'm going to do something unusual, I think, in my first video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue an apology. I'm going to issue an apology from my generation to the next generation. An apology for a bunch of things that I tend to rant about in the classroom. I get excited about the fact that my generation is going to leave your generation with probably $20 trillion in debt. If you're watching this video and you're a junior or senior in high school, by the time you graduate from college, the national debt will be $20 trillion, of which your share will be $70,000 or so. I also rant in the classroom about Social Security. Social Security is expected to be out of money, broke basically, in 20 years or so. And as you can tell, I don't really care. I'll be pretty close to 80 years old by then. It's not going to affect me, but it's very disturbing to me that my generation is leaving your generation with these type of issues. But the thing I want to really talk about in this first video is a third subject that I deal with every day, not only as an instructor in the classroom, but primarily as an advisor, trying to counsel and coach and mentor college students in a community college environment who are thinking about careers and career direction and what school they might go to for their bachelor's degree. And from that perspective, I've come to realize that the whole college system is very deficient. One could even say broken. And yeah, I do rant about that, and yes, it does upset me. I think college is great. I mean, that's a terrific segue to learn the skills that you would need for your chosen career. But college has changed so much in the generation since I went to college for the first time. First of all, it's outrageously expensive. The school that I went to earn my associate's degree 30 years ago was $2,500. Today that school is $25,000, and that's a state school. The debt that young people, students are taking on in college is just outrageous. Do you know we have $1 trillion of student debt in the United States now? $1 trillion. That's more than the debt on total credit cards in the whole country. And the default rate is skyrocketing, meaning people who have borrowed money to go to college, and yet their career, whether they may have found a job in the career or have not found a job in that career, does not provide them with enough income to pay the student debt for the college they took to get that career. That's just a terrible situation. And I know there's been inflation in a lot of things. Gasoline has gone from $1 to $4 a gallon in my lifetime, and of course that irritates and annoys people. But that's a 4-fold increase. Compare that to a 10-fold increase in the college that I went to. My brother tells about being annoyed and his classmates being outraged collectively when the tuition at the law school he attended went to $5,000. Tuition at that school is now $42,000, almost 9 times what it was. And how do students fill the gap? Students fill the gap with a little thing we at college call financial aid. It's a term I really abhor. I hate the term financial aid. To me, aid is what you give when you're driving down the road and someone's by the side of the road with a flat tire and you stop to help. That's aid. When the National Guard comes to your house in a hurricane, that's aid. What we give you in college, not give you, but lend you, is a loan. A loan to be paid back with interest. In order to pay that loan back with interest, you need to have a job that earns enough money to pay that loan back. And we don't give you very good information to make intelligent, informed decisions in that regard. Those are the things that I talk about in the book, and those are the things that I want to talk about in the Professor Rant site, to try to get this message out a little bit. For example, in February of 2013, USA Today reported that we are training in the United States twice as many K through 5 teachers as we have jobs for. I happen to know one of my best friends in the world, his daughter, spent years working her way through college to become an elementary education graduate. And then she found out there aren't jobs. In other words, only half of those people are going to get a job after they borrowed all that money and spent all that time and effort. Now, if people make that choice from an informed basis, that's great. But don't you think people should know that before they make that choice to pursue that degree? So what I tell my students in my classroom, and I'm going to say to you, those of you that are kind enough to be listening to this video, and I do appreciate your time and taking the time to listen, is it's time to get mad. Mad. Not mad like angry, but I use the term MAD from the acronym Make a Difference. M-A-D, Make a Difference. So I hope you'll come back and visit the site. I hope I can keep enough new videos to keep you interested. And I am going to take the last 30 seconds of your time to do just a little bit of an ad for the book. The book is called Squeezing Value from College. The subtitle is A Professor Rants on Choice and Funding. It's $9 on Amazon. We're going to get wider distribution. We're working on, we've saved the website, www.professorrant.com. We have now Professor Rant at Twitter. We're going to try to use the various multimedia and social networking to get this message out. But in the end, it doesn't matter to me. I have my degrees, I have my job, but I have sons, I have a granddaughter that I'm concerned about, and I need you to help me get this message out. So thanks very much for listening. I hope you consider buying the book, and I hope you come back and visit the site sometime soon. Thank you.